Hey everyone, today I'll be reviewing the game Gone Home. If you haven't played this game before and are researching before you buy it, this game is definitely a buy in my books. I say this because I found that to get the most out of this game is you should play with a clean slate. Uh, Essentially, because if you're free from expectations or like the love hate scenario, then you are definitely getting a lot more out of this game than you would have if with me before reading any reviews. So, anyways, if that wasn't enough for you, let's hop into the review. Essentially, this game is a graphical adventure game, much like Life is Strange, where essentially you walk around finding clues and getting the game story through items you find lying around the house, which is essentially empty, given that your character is coming back from you're in Europe to her family's new home, which they moved into while she was away. And you must find out what happened to your sister, who all technically should have been home by the note that you probably saw on the door there, and all while finding out about the character's parents. Throughout the game, for those of you who, like me, have lived through the 90s, will be sent through a nostalgic time loop with music on cassette by a band I will not name because I do not want a copyright suit to get filed against me. Anyways, what else can be said about this game? Aside from this nostalgia, I found this game's very unconventional through the storytelling because it essentially leaves it up to the player to go through the and get as much or as little as the story that you essentially this they want through searching of the house and essentially trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Essentially, a persona uh, find a to emotionally make the connections between the objects and the person character itself, through nostalgia. Because games that a lot of us are, I'm assuming, will not be familiar with board games such. Well, I'm not even familiar with board game, but essentially are not familiar with board games, and uh, yeah, I find that this game actually will be able to draw in those heartstrings and be able to give you that good sense of nostalgia through items that you find throughout the house, as I mentioned before. Uh, but yeah, other than that, the game is pretty solid. The was well written and very unconventional. That in a sense where it can draw on some very good and personal experiences from the player, as well as it. The storyline is has been, I wouldn't say full power or for the time period has been very suiting for the time period because this was set in June of '95, as you probably noticed at the beginning of the video. So the fact that the storyline did play out the way that it did was nothing short of fantastic. As far as the game shortfalls go, I can't really hammer it too heavily because it is an indie game. The one thing that will kind of get on your nerves is how slow paced the game is. Seems because the way that you're seeing me move through the game in this video is the character essentially walking, which is the only pace that this character has. So to get from one end of the house to the other will be time consuming in the sense where, which brings up to the next point where the game does rely on the character, the player to come across every single item uh, the first time through or in order. So if the character misses something, some of the other points will not make sense, or it will take quite a while for a person to backtrack throughout the game. So those are pretty much the only 2 points I can literally harp on this game for. Other than that, the game is very solid. Does the it does the game the industry justice that for as far as storyline goes and imagination, and yeah, overall I'd give this game 80 out of 100, I suppose. It's actually I found this game a bit more enjoyable than actually a few of the earlier uh, episodes of Life is Strange, which I pretty much drew a lot of comparisons to when I was playing the game initially. Anyways, see you guys.